I just felt like it. I was at work, I had my phone, I had my selfie stick, which I had in the drawer from back when I still had the shaved head and I was doing those king of corporate videos where I'd walk around in the parking lot. I thought, you know what? Why not? Let me shoot a quick minute-long video using the mirrored doors in the elevators in my building. And I did a king of corporate video. Hair loss, king of corporate returns, which a lot of people watched that video, as random as it was, but it was to show you me in a different environment, different lighting, and more of a 360 view, more of a casual type of experience there. Andrew Moss, been here forever, faithfully watching my videos. Andrew Moss had this to say, quote, "I think it's great that you have the confidence to walk around with a selfie stick shooting videos about hair loss." Which I commented and I said, yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And so let's talk about that for a minute. Because I think for so many people who watch my videos, they get things backwards. They think if only I had better hair, I'd be more confident. They base their confidence on something they don't even have. And it's conditional. Nick Shell's confidence is not conditional based on my looks. I continually say, if I lost all my hair tomorrow and I was Norwood 5 or 6 for the rest of my life, I would still be just as confident, if not more confident, because that's one less thing I've got to worry about in life. I'll be the shaved head guy, move on with my life. It's not a problem. My confidence is not based on my hair. But aside from that, I think it is pretty interesting. And I remember a couple years ago, I was at the mall near where I worked, and I shot some videos at the mall, just walking around. There's people all around me, and somebody else had said that takes a lot of confidence for you to do that. And it's funny because I don't think anything of it. I'm like, I'm just not bothered by how I'm going to be perceived by all the people in the background. It's not something that is important to me. And for me, it's not even a thought. It never registers in my head. I'm a confident person, therefore I can walk around doing stupid stuff in public and it's okay. To me, it's not based on confidence. It's based on, I guess, what are my fears and anxiety. And I think probably if you're the kind of person that hair loss is going to bother you because you're afraid of how people will perceive you, it makes sense that you would not go around in public with a selfie stick talking about hair. But what's funny is, even if I was doing one of those videos and say I opened the elevator door open and there was people there, whether I knew them or not, I probably would have kept the camera rolling, even if it was like somebody I work with, and I'd just laugh about it and joke around with them later, like tell them, hey, I was doing this video on a break, and did you know I have a YouTube channel? And then they'd think it's the weirdest thing, and it made for an interesting conversation. Because for me, that's I think one of my superhero powers is that I can take any situation and just make it conversational and make people feel more human because, oh, well, that was interesting. I was not expecting to experience that today. And then if I see them the next day in the hallway, like, yeah, they'll be thinking about it, but it's not, oh, wow, that guy's weird. It's so tell me again, so you run a YouTube channel? Well, that's usually what it would lead to. Not that I've ever been caught using a selfie stick at work or anywhere and someone called me out on it. But it is interesting. I think we need to remind ourselves of that. The fact of, I am undeniably a confident person, but not because of my looks. And I think for a lot of my viewers, it's going to be hard to hear that. It's going to be hard to separate that you can be confident with or without your hair or with or without your physical appearance being a certain way. That your confidence is in your identity is completely separate from your hair. And I think that is the goal. That's where I want you to be able to get to, all of you. And when you can get there, you probably realize, why am I even watching Nick's videos anymore? Exactly. At that point you would graduate, because really that's the thing I'm selling. I'm selling you lessons on how to be a confident person and realize that your hair doesn't define you. And that maybe one day you too could get a selfie stick, walk around the mall, walk around the office on your break doing a video, and it's fine. Not that you would even have your own YouTube channel, but I guess for me, I just don't think I've ever had a fear of embarrassing myself. Maybe that's what this video is about. It's that I don't have a fear of being embarrassed. Like, what would it take to humiliate me? What would it take to make me blush? What would it? And I think it goes back to many times I've talked about with balding guys. You have to be able to joke. You have to be able to joke about it. You have to be able to make a joke about it. And that actually is a sign that you are a confident person to begin with. In the same way that those videos are often hated by a lot of people. Those are the people with the least amount of confidence watching my videos, because they want me to solve the problem in the same way they would solve the perceived problem. And I've made other videos too where they were all it was just simply a joke. There was one recently where, the Christmas tree was still in the living room, right? Where I just slicked my hair back and I didn't say anything for like a whole minute, and I just like showed my hair. And it was more the same concept. Certain people can't stand it when I accentuate that, but I'm making a joke about it because confident people do that. We can just joke about stuff because we realize that if we can make people laugh, whether it's with us or at us, either way, if we're making people laugh, we're sharing a gift. We're helping other people feel relaxed. We're helping others realize that, wow, okay, he's a normal guy. He's a cool guy. That's the thing. Humor matters so much more than your physical appearance. But people who aren't confident don't see it that way. They think you have to have all of your physical, your hair, everything has to be in place first, and then you can start being confident, and then you can start being funny and making people laugh and be a good communicator. That's how people who aren't confident and don't have an identity apart from their physical appearance, that's how they think. And those are the people who are always going to thumbs down the "oh no" videos, right? But the majority of you aren't like that. The majority of you understand what I'm doing here. But I do appreciate that comment, because I can't relate to a lot of people in that I don't know what it's like to feel embarrassed. Like, growing up when I was a kid, and you even saw one of the videos recently, I was always in plays. I was always in front of people. I was in a band. I sang. I wrote songs. I played guitar. I was always on stage. I was always doing that, at the risk of seeming corny or cheesy or messing up. But I was the guy that was confident enough to get up on the stage. That was one of the tricks that I learned and grew up that really improved my confidence starting in 3rd grade when I started being in plays. Why was I in plays? Because they needed a boy. They needed a guy. No other guy wanted to do it. And so someone, teacher or friend, whatever, "Hey, Nick, you get up there, you try out." And I did, not even taking it seriously, and I'd get picked for the part. So then I started being in plays, and that's where my background of really theater comes from. Even in this own video, didn't I say that I can take any conversation and make it, any topic, and just make it into a conversation to help connect two people? And that's what I'm doing with this. So as far as what came first, chicken or the egg, or the cart before the horse, and all that, Nick Shell faithfully teaches you take care of all these other things first, not your confidence, not your physical appearance. You take care of all these other things. And going back to one of my favorite quotes, Steve Martin, people can't tell the difference between real confidence and fake confidence. It's impossible to tell the difference, which makes you wonder, in how many of these videos am I actually even confident? Maybe I'm just playing a part. Maybe it's really me. But either way, that's the point. If you don't know that, it doesn't matter. I was watching on David Letterman, he has a show on Netflix where he interviews Howard Stern. And Howard Stern had said this too. He said, if you talk about a subject enough, people will start to believe you, even if you don't even believe yourself. Now, that's not to say that I don't believe what I teach about hair loss. It's absolutely true. But what's funny is if you could see my value system, I've got all my theories about hair loss as far as the beard before 18 and the 1-year-old photo, all those things, right, to predict if you're going to go bald. And I believe in them. I invented them, and I believe in them, and I support them. But on a weighted scale, I don't really care that much about it. Because ultimately, even if it does tell you, you know what, you're going to go bald or you're not, you could still end up not being a confident person even if you keep your hair. That's why The best lesson I teach, the biggest truth I teach, is this lesson about confidence and not about hair. There are so many Norwood 2s who will never be happy, never be confident, because they fear they will eventually go bald. Meanwhile, younger guys have already gone bald and already exceeded them in confidence. Your comments belong right here.